What were they?
Yes, we went on family vacations.
How often?
Well, we went every year from the time I was probably somewhere around 11 or 12 that I recall. My dad had bought an older used trailer, and he hitched that onto one of the cars and towed it up to the Tawas, in East Tawas. And after we went there for a few years, we would spend like a couple of weeks there, sometimes as long as a month. And if you stayed in a state park, you could like park for 2 weeks in one spot, and then you had to move to another location, but you could actually accumulate a whole month at the state park. And the same when we started going over to Pentwater, Michigan, which is on the other side of Michigan. And there, we started going there because we had neighbors in our neighborhood that went there, and so we started going there too, because then my mom had people she could chum with there, and we did the same thing there, stayed 2 weeks in a spot and then moved to another location. So we would actually spend a whole summer there, or I mean a whole month there, and my dad would just commute on weekends. My mom would stay there for the whole time with us, and it was a lot of fun. Sometimes I had friends that would come with me, stay for, one time I think I had one stay with me the whole time. Other times they would just come and stay a week or two, and then they would go home, and I'd spend the rest of the time with just my family. I can remember old times we went to the beach. We loved to play euchre on the beach. We went on a hot day in the sun. We'd sit on the beach and play cards, and then when it would get hot, we'd run out in the water, get cooled off, come back and play cards. And this went on all day, almost every and then the evenings they had some halls in various places, not in town, but at some of the other towns. They had dances and dance halls, and we'd go there and chum around with some of the kids. Then when we during the day though, when we were at the beach, sometimes we would go climb a hill called Old Baldy, which is in the back of the park, and just go up there to, have something else to do. And
you got a good view of the lake from up there.
Yes,
very
sure
pretty.
did. Yeah, but for the kids, it was more of a thing, not so much for the view, but it came later when we appreciated the view. But we just, as kids, go up there and and run down the hill, and then climb back up and run back, up and down a number of times.
One of the things I remember going down the hill is to see how far of a step you could jump or whatnot when you're coming down that hill, how fast you could come down.
Yeah,
it's all
that
sand.
too. And there were a couple times when I had friends that stayed with me, some of the other girls, we would walk down the beach and go all the way over to Bass Lake and take the road back and take the main, and walk out to the main road and then walk back to Pentwater. And that would take, several hours to do that. So that was how we chewed up our time when we were in Pentwater. We had a lot of fun, a lot of memories there. Still like to do that. The other thing we did was go over to Silver Lake and walk down the river, which at the time was not populated with a lot of homes and people, and we could walk. Oh, it was about a mile. We would park our cars along a road that kind of followed the riverbed, and we'd get out of our cars, and then we would walk down the riverbed where it was quite shallow, and go all the way over to Lake Michigan via the river. Now it's a little bit different. There's a lot more houses there, and no trespassing signs all over the place. You could still walk it, but it's quite a bit deeper than it used to be. And that was another thing we did that was a lot of fun and had a lot of memories, because we did it at least once every year.